Chapter 1. EJ Robbo 123 was a small channel made in 2015. EJ had 3 previous YouTube channels before the one he is using now, 2 of which got deleted. The 2 got deleted, both were gaming channels, which played a variety of games which included Ben 10, Sonic Racing and Minecraft. The latter of these channels, EJ began his first attempt at Lovely World, which ground to a halt once he made his current channel. His first ever channel, which is still available to look at now, was a parody channel, which he made short skits of Minecraft on. Occasionally he still uploads this channel, but it's now just stuff that his nan has said she finds funny. The few series that started on this then newly founded channel were Flappy Bird, Temple Run and FIFA Street. He didn't start doing Minecraft until his 5th video. His first ever video was on Flappy Bird rather than the usual intro video. His first ever Minecraft video was a Hunger Games map he built, where he goes on to win the game. He then went on to do a series on Crossy Road, Hill Climb, Racing and Lego. This was before his channel was strictly gaming. He did these Lego videos a few times, showcasing what he had built, him building new things. He also uploaded a few videos showcasing him going go-karting. After this, another real-life video was him lip-syncing to the hit Uptown Funk. After this, he started to pick up the Minecraft content a lot more. However, he kept doing content other than Minecraft. However, at this point it was only Clash of Clans. After a bit, he started doing videos showcasing other people's Lego sets, in amongst all of the Minecraft content. Eventually he started doing other games, returning to Flappy Bird, Hill Climb Racing and Crossy Road. He also started doing long series style that he does to this day. On the 6th of May 2016 he uploaded his first video of the Flat Land Challenge, starting a trend that he continues to this very day. At this point he once again began to reduce his channel to purely Minecraft, with the occasional Lego video showcasing building a camping set. The moment he finished building his car and caravan set is the moment he became purely a Minecraft channel. This streak would last around 8 weeks before he would return with another installation of his Let's Talk series. Afterwards he started showing interest in filming Minecraft skits, something that EJ would continue into the future and eventually take into real life. At this point he showed his trip to Florida in a 6-part vlog titled The Florida Vlog. The vlog would restart a trend of him doing more real life videos again, rather than just Minecraft. At this point he also began recording other games, restarting the Sonic Racing and FIFA series once again. This was a time where he first started to do some Halo videos, as well as Roblox videos. However, the Roblox videos were made using his laptop. EJ was only doing Minecraft now with the occasional Sonic or Crossy Road videos. But when he uploaded his first proper Roblox video, he didn't know what was to come. His first ever proper Roblox video was on Prison Life. Overall, Prison Life was a very well viewed series, with at least 50 views per video. However, even though he had less than 100 subscribers at this time, the first video of the series exploded and even made it onto the trending for gaming page for a short time. He would continue doing Roblox, switching to different game modes, and each one got old. As the new year dawned, the channel began to gain subscribers until eventually hitting 100 subscribers. Chapter 2. At the beginning he tried doing Lovely World a few times, but every time the world he was using would become corrupt. This kept happening around 5 times before he tried it again and never stopped even after the world corrupted. The second world is still the world he uses to this day. At the very start of the current Lovely World, the concept was that it would be a complete survival series, but this quickly evolved into getting materials from creative mode and doing the main bulk of building in survival. At the beginning he improvised almost all of the builds, with the possible exception of his original theatre and funland sign. In the start he would take a lot more inspiration from Stampy. He would eat cake for breakfast and have a funland sign. One of the most notable changes over the years since the beginning of Lovely World is the fact he used to film his TV with his iPad and iPhone, but now he uses proper game capture software so that the viewers can get the best possible view of all the action. The start of the world was very simple, with EJ mainly struggling to survive in a small cave. He would go out chopping down trees, just get a few blocks to build a small house for himself and another one for all his helpers. He would then begin to move away from gathering the materials and instead get them in creative mode, and then switch into survival builds. At this time he would begin to start terraforming any hills or mountains to be flat so they were easier to build on. The reason for this decision is because he wanted the town and Ethan to be more organised and easier to navigate for newcomers. The big downside of his original house was that it contained a despicable amount of item frames, which therefore made playing on the world quite hard to watch and play due to lag. Luckily an update from 4J Studios was released, and a bug fix was happened, where they changed the way entities worked, so the game was a lot easier to play without all the lag. Also around this time the villain was introduced, which is still a big part of Lovely World to this day, a Dominus villain. He made his debut appearance in an episode titled A Random Person. Shortly after, his master Lord Tyrannus was introduced to the public and a devilish scheme to destroy EJ's world with the Skybase. This happened in the episode called Skybase 26. And as 2017 came to a close, so did EJ's journey in this world, as episode 21 would be the last time this world would ever be featured in a video. Instead of giving up like the last few times, EJ created a new world, explained what happened and pushed on into the new year as if nothing ever happened. With a clean world and a clean slate after Christmas, EJ started building some new land in the background, so he set his sights on something he thought would be fun, a trip to the moon. As another background project, he and a few friends began constructing the new world, where he would soon use editing trickery to create the illusion of flying to the moon in his newly built rocket ship. This was a tremendous challenge for him at the time, as he had to figure out the problems that had never been dealt with before, whilst doing his usual 20 minutes Let's Play style video. Chapter 3. EJ is sad that the first episode was lost to time because of the fond memories that went into making it. The most likely reason for this was an accidental deletion. However, his favourite ever video to make is Ero Helpers, because he claims to have really enjoyed planning, recording and editing that episode all in one day. He says that he just remembers coming up with a vague idea of him and Daddy-O being distracted from building an attack by a Dominus villain and Lord Tyrannus. The idea became where he and Dad were building a football pitch by the hippie headquarters, and Daddy-O sees something in the sky. They rush up to the ladder of the sky, trying to be smart and easily defeat the villains, But when they go back to the standard Lovely World, the real villains are rating them at the bottom of the ladder. The idea is that they use their robot maker to make robot clones of themselves, changing the production settings a little so that Dad and EJ won't know the difference. When EJ and Daddy-O run out to attack the villains, the floor pulls away, revealing a big drop where they both end up being unable to escape. It then cuts to a shot of Steve and Deadlock's, so that the audience registers that they have witnessed the whole thing going down. In the next episode it starts off as usual, but then cuts between Steve and Deadlock's views as they get at different materials required to put their rescue plan into action. As mentioned with the Moon video earlier on, this was also a challenging project as he had 4 Xboxes and 2 people, himself and Dad. So figuring out how to make it look natural and good with only 2 people controlling 4, and at a certain time 6 people, was probably the second biggest challenge he faced in recording Lovely World. The first being the film, which we will be covering later on. Chapter 4. Around the 300th episode, another copy of the world unfortunately became corrupt, but this was not so bad as he was fortunately able to get an old version and rebuild from there. It was at this time EJ had hit his stride. He had found the most comfortable way to record things in his own style. The way he describes it is he likes building new things and showing people cool new ways on how to do things, but at the same time he likes to start planning the odd special video so things don't get too boring and on the channel or in the world of Loveliness. Some of the more recent builds had their design process streamed, which was interesting to watch, as we could see the process that EJ went through to come up with his ideas. He likes to also record his design process so then people can just watch the final parts rather than watching the hours of trial and error that he goes through, especially with the minigames. EJ has a number of designing worlds, and the most used 2 are his PlayStation world and his 360 Xbox designing world. By far the biggest project over the last 200 episodes was his theatre, as he decided to gather all of the wood needed for this using survival mode and just mining away the trees in his spare time. The wood alone took approximately 12 hours to gather and took a few days to record the thing, as at the time Xbox Live would continuously go down and disrupt the recording process. The newest Lovely World episodes are the ones EJ is most proud of, as he feels these have the most to offer in terms of new building techniques and new redstone techniques for people to watch. And if people are only interested in the more role-playing videos, then he feels the newest ones have the most work put into them. An example of this that EJ uses is the new building techniques people can learn from his videos is in the Brilliant Bingo, as the outside, instead of just being a box with big flat walls, he tried to add as much detail into the build as he could with a block palette he had. His method of choice was to add some cutaways into the walls so that he could have his desired effect without having the build be too much of people's eyes. An example of that EJ uses the new redstone techniques that people can learn from his videos is that the game Killers 3, where he uses dropper system with delays for the life system. The way it works is there are a line of droppers where there is fully delayed repeater leading into each one. Each dropper has one more repeater than the last, so that the item doesn't just fly straight through to the droppers. Every time a player respawns, they are forced to go over the tripwire hook and get back into the game, and whenever the player runs out of lives, they are forced to leave the game and another player can carry on. The idea of the game is that the person who is the last to run down out of their 10 lives is the winner. At the moment in the Lovely World, the biggest thing coming up in this episode 500 landmark. The plan for episode 500 is to tour the entire world, including the overworld and the E-Fun. He will do this separately, as if he did this as a whole, he would struggle to find the motivation to make a possibly 5-hour or more video. Chapter 5. EJ claims the future of his channel is uncertain, as he may not have time because of things like exams and, as he gets older, having to work. He also claims to be trying to stop life from being just about gaming and YouTube, and instead go outside and remind himself the sun exists. He claims to know that in the next 2 to 3 months is almost set in stone, as he has already started recording things he is going to upload during the relearning on how to play Minecraft on his PC to play Lovely World. He has stated that he plans to upload a whole catalogue of games included, but not limited to, Star Wars, Journey and Donut County. He has already started working on planning minigames and shops for his big return to Lovely World during the beginning of the winter of 2022. The plan for when Lovely World returns is to have every Saturday as his journey of learning the basics of PC version, and to have every Sunday to be him doing a Lovely World video. When he finishes the series of him relearning the basics on the PC version, he plans to start doing 2 days of Lovely World until he finishes his other series. That will be happening at the time. Once these other series are finished, he plans to move back to 3 Lovely Worlds a week with a different game every Friday. The channel may begin to slow down on uploads, with them only happening Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Fridays. But once he starts getting back into the recording of his Lovely World, at the moment he plans to be doing Roblox on Fridays, but he isn't quite sure, as another game may come along and he might want to play this instead.
Yeah, alright, yay, okay, let's do this.
Jesus wept.
Can you send the questions? Thing? I remember we wrote down questions for the thingy.
No, we asked Oliver and Dave.
Oh, so there's no questions in the shared doc?
Oh. No, that was just the scripts things. Did I tell you that I wrote like the entire script?
Yeah.
I sat down on Thursday and just like spent about 6, I think it was, hours just like watching YouTube and just like writing.
Oh, I spent like 12 hours editing the film.
Jesus Christ.
I had to repair a lot of dialogue because you would like speak halfway through a conversation. And then, yeah, I had to go through the entire movie. There might be a few errors in the movie.
I would speak halfway. Well, yeah, that's called the art. What do you mean?
Like, alright, Dave, alright, Steve. You're gonna go with Dave. Alright, Dave, you gotta move over there. Alright. Yeah. It was quite nice.
Yeah, that's irritating when I'm editing as well. I'll be like consciously thinking, okay, I'll try and give myself time to edit, and then it'll come to editing.
Okay. So, shall we,
Hold on, Oliver's free. Do you want him to ask the questions?
Isn't he reading the script?
What?
Isn't he reading the script?
No. Dave's reading the script.
Dave.
I got Dave because Oliver said he wasn't going to be free. And then, you know, because you're reading, because your voice is annoying.
My voice isn't annoying.
I'm messing, kind of. Right.
I'm gonna throw American flags at you.
Right, I've told Oliver to join the private projects channel, and then we'll explain what he's doing. I wonder if we've still got bedrock. Way up. The man himself, big man, big sexy Oliver. Or just Oliver.
I wonder if Oliver's real name is Jeff.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it's Jeff.
Oh.
My bloody life. How are you building them fences?
They're really tall and cool.
Hi, Oliver. Wait. Get out.
Hello.
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 My name is Jeff.
Hello, Jackie. That's Oliver's new name now. It's Jackie.
Minecraft Steven.
Big sexy Steve.
Right.
You know what? We had some fella called Steve come to our school. And he was just like, and he was just telling us stories about how, like, you need to do good in school and stuff. And his name was Steve. And we were all, like, literally we had a day dedicated to him telling us that we need to do well in school, basically. But yeah, anyway. Yeah. Anyway, Oliver, your task is, so there's some questions there in the private projects, like, you know, text channel. Basically, just click on the first one you see there, and then we'll ask all of them, and then we'll go over and we'll ask all of the other persons. So say you do Dave's first, we'll do it in separate sections, you know, all the separate sections. And then we'll go and do yours. Does that make sense?
No, but I'll get a gist of it eventually.
Alright, okay. Basically, just open up one of the question files and read the questions and the sections.
Oh, so like the question I asked me for you to read it all.
Yeah.
Okay, that's easy.
Just out of interest, have you got Bedrock on your computer?
No.
Oh, okay. I bet you're glad it's shocking still.
Is it?
Yeah, it's awful.
I'm fine where I live.
Right. Go on then, Sam, get on your pedestal.
Doing something really cool.
I've realised I'm getting loads of spelling errors.
Well,
Don't know, it's just loads of spelling errors. I've been on the computer as well. I'm very stupid.
it's like you then.
Alright, I'm ready when you are.
Yeah, just wait for Sam, like I've been for the past 50 years.
I'm doing something really cool.
Oh, get a life! Go and stand on this bleeding pedestal.
Doing something really cool.
Jesus Christ on the bike, what's he doing?
One more minute.
Alright.
So, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How about you?
Very good.
That's class.
Well, it's cold now. Freezing.
No, I don't even know what my dressing gown is, so...
Nice in the wash. Great.
No, it's been bloody hot the last few days, hasn't it?
I don't know if I've been sleeping outside in a tent, so I'm freezing. And I'm like permanently cold.
It's a cute something naughty and that's your punishment. Oh, okay, right, I'll forgive you for that then, so... Oh Oh,
I told you it was cool.
maybe. Right, okay, when Sam says go to start, whose questions are you doing first?
Mine.
Of course you are. Alright, okay, when Sam says go.
Go.
What was the main goal you had when you created your channel? Why did you start?
Well, hold on, give me a bleeding chance to answer.
Oh.
I want to answer them.
Okay, I thought you were going to ask them then answer them later on. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
I was one of them.
What do you think? I sat there going, I'm bored. Right, go on.
What was the main goal you had when you created your channel?
I think the main goal was to just try and have fun, if you get what I mean. You know, it sounds like corny or whatever, or, you know, whatever you can refer to it as. But I think the main goal was because I just thought, you know, playing Minecraft was fun, and then obviously I had other channels before, you know, the one I have now. So obviously I thought making videos was fun, so I thought, why don't I combine the two together? And then obviously make, like, you know, game videos, and now obviously specifically, you know, Minecraft videos. Basically, yeah, to just like to have fun, and it worked.
Why did you start YouTube?
Well, like I said, I just thought like video making was fun, and obviously, you know, at the time I was still like, you know, quite a big fan of Stampy, as I think everyone was, because I made like my first ever YouTube channel. I made it around 2014, which obviously that was Stampy's peak. So obviously I was watching Stampy, and I was thinking, oh, you know, I could do that, and so yeah, basically I just got inspired and thought, I want to do that.
What content did you start with other than Minecraft?
I did a lot of racing games, so I did like Ben 10 Racing, Sonic Racing, I think I did a Lego Batman game at some point. And other than, does it have to be gaming?
And then any other, like whatever like type of videos?
I did some like real life Lego videos as well. There's some videos of me, like, there's a 3-part series of me building like a caravan, like a camping set basically, out of Lego. And then obviously, if you remember, I used to tour your like Lego builds.
Yeah.
So I did like, I basically did more variety than what I do now.
Oh, okay. Was there a certain goal of your account you ever wanted to hold?
No.
Okay. What series did you start YouTube with?
Does it have to be Minecraft?
I don't know. Was there any whatever series?
Flappy Bird.
Pardon?
So Flappy Bird. So it was my first ever video was the first ever like episode on the Flappy Bird series.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why I chose Flappy Bird, but I just thought it'd be cool to record myself playing Flappy Bird.
Okay. What was the type of style of video you created when you created your channel? So, is it the same now?
It's a lot more one-off videos, or I think it's either one-off videos or series that like were meant to be series, but I just like couldn't be bothered. So I just like gave up. You know, like I do like 2, or you know, I do a lot of like short series. You know, like I said before, I did a 3-part series of me doing like a Lego set, and then once again, like I said before, I did like one-off videos of, you know, me touring your Lego builds, and then yeah, and then I started to gradually move into like, you know, the style, you know, the long series challenge style that I still do now.
Oh, yes. How many channels do you have?
I have second channel, behind the scenes channel, and main channel, but I also have like a skit channel. So I have two like skit channels basically. One is where, do you remember that video we did in like 2017 of the Fools?
Oh, yeah.
I upload on that channel occasionally, and then I've got another one, which is basically it's just the first channel I created, and you know I upload on it from time to time. It's just a little like skit thing or whatever.
Okay. How many channels do you still upload on constantly? Like,
Constantly, regularly.
yeah, like maybe once or twice a week. Obviously not on your main, but
So on the main channel and the behind the scenes channel. That was it, because obviously, you know, the behind the scenes channel I don't upload regularly, but I upload more. I upload on that more than I do on the like second channel and, you know, obviously the skit channel channels.
oh yes. Do you know the exact date you started YouTube?
That date,
Or when you made your main channel?
my main channel, so it was created Christmas Day 2015, but the first video of it was uploaded on, give me a second. So obviously I stopped it, and then I, you know, did a few other attempts, and then the world crashed, so I'd do it, you know, again, and then, you know, but yeah, the reason I started Lovely World was just because I saw what Stanley was doing, and Sam's just the reason is because yeah, because I saw what Stamping was doing. I just thought, oh, that could be fun. I'm gonna do that, and then I was right.
Okay. Do you know what console you started on?
Well, the first ever video actually isn't on a console. It was on a
Lovely World.
Oh, lovely world. So Xbox 360, and I've stayed there since. But you know, I'm moving to a PC soon, so I won't even be on console.
At the start of Lovely World, how many episodes were you thinking of doing?
I can't remember because there's one reason and one reason only. I knew at the start, or I thought at the start, that I wouldn't be doing it for long, because obviously, you know, the amount of times I tried it and it had gone corrupt was mental. You know, it's mental. And then obviously at that time I was also doing like a series, you know, short series where, you know, I'd start it and I'd do 2 episodes of a series, then I'd just give up, because I did a 20 block challenge. I did about 6 videos of that or something, and then I got bored of it and just gave up. And that's something that I still struggle with nowadays, I'm being honest.
Do you ever take fan suggestions at the start of Lovely World?
Well, I mean, I didn't have any, so no. But I do now. Like so if there's someone suggest something, and I think, oh, I could do, you know, something like that. I think, oh, okay, thanks for that. You know, I'll develop that. And you know, if it's like a mini game or something, you know, I remember someone suggested me doing murder mystery. And so I was like, oh, okay, I'll do murder mystery then, and I will, you know, work out, you know, the Murder Mystery 1 game, and then obviously, because Murder Mystery 1 was so fun, it developed into Murder Mystery 2, which isn't as fun as Murder Mystery 1, but still is fun.
Do you ever run out of motivation at the beginning?
Loads. I ran out of motivation when... So, it's not the very beginning, but when Update Aquatic came out, I ran out of motivation, basically because, I ran out of motivation essentially because, like, obviously I couldn't move the world to Xbox One Edition anymore, which was, really annoying. So I ran out of motivation a bit for that. Pop. Oh, thank you. What is it? Oh, it's sausages. Sorry about that. Where was I? Oh yeah, I ran out of motivation when Update Aquatic came out because obviously I couldn't move it to Xbox One Edition, which is my favourite version of the game. And then I ran out of motivation when the world went corrupt. And then I also kind of ran out of motivation. When I first defeated Adominus Verlaine, it's like episode 83, I defeated him completely. And then I sort of ran out of motivation because I was like, well, what's like the point of the series now? Because, I've defeated this big bad villain. So yeah.
Okay. So, next section, I think it's just... So what are your top 3 favourite moments from Lovely World?
Top 3.
From any, from like the Domus Verlaine attacks, from just like one-off weird moments or anything.
So the first ever instance of this always sticks out in my mind, and it was so funny when it happened. I remember one time I ran up the stairs to say hi to my dad, and a creeper dropped on both our heads, and it blew up all our stuff, blew up everywhere, and killed us both. And it was so funny. So that's one of them. Can it be in Lovely? Can it be related to Lovely World? When I finished designing something big. Okay. I think one of my favourite moments was, a momentous moment when I finally finished building the clock tower, because obviously that was my first time, ever, going that high in the world without flying, basically. And then, another moment is that, it sounds surprising, but it's a joint between the park, and the disco domain. So if anyone doesn't know, my disco domain's looks like a party hat. It's yellow and red, and it's got a piston feed tape inside. That video took about 3 attempts, and I ended up having to have another Xbox on. Basically, looking at the redstone and having to copy it identically. So the video is only about 5 minutes long or 10 minutes long or something, and it's basically just a time lapse of me. I start as normal, and then I speed up in the middle, and then it's just me building the piston feed tape. But yeah, that took about 3-4 attempts, basically because the redstone was so difficult. So obviously, once again, it's not really. It's just finally I've built this thing. And then also when I built the park, because the park was the same thing, because this is just my look. I designed it, or I did, the space testing in a world where the, it was all different. And then I didn't realise that, that was a bit of an older version of the world. And I'd added in a path where I was going to be building the park. So I didn't realise, and I built it, and it was really squished. So I had to get rid of that, had to get rid of the path. Then I had to redo the park, and it took 20 minutes to build one strip of the wall that surrounds the park.
Yeah.
It took 20 minutes to get that done because we just got distracted so much. And then third time was the charm with that. Then it took 2 attempts to record the second video, not including when we completely finished the park the first time. So it took 1 attempt where we got all the trees done, and it was the video was 45 minutes long or something stupid like that. So I was like, you know what, next time without saving, I'm going to re-record that because, you know, it's a bit long. So, you know, did that in second. And then, yeah, the third one was easy. No, the third one took... The third one sounds easy, but it actually went through like a metamorphosis. Is that the right word? I don't know if that's the right word. But basically, it went through like a bunch of changing from when what's it called? From when the like the original idea was like we'd go to walk the dogs in the park, or I'd meet my dad there or something like that, and then a Dominus Fellaini would come along and it'd attack, and so we did about, I can't tell you, it was about 10 attempts of the Dominus Fellaini video, and in the end I scrapped it. I built a smiley face, and then built like you did that. And then that took about 3 attempts, because every time I get over there, there'd just be the minecart running around, and my dad like would have died because he kept suffocating in the wall. And it obviously took a while for me to figure out how he died, and my dad didn't know because he's my dad. So, yeah, it took a while basically to record that one video. It took about 10, 15 attempts or something, just to record that one video, which was really annoying. But that was once again a momentous occasion for like when I did complete that, because obviously it's like, yes, finally the park's finished.
Okay. Well, who is your favourite character from Lovely Worlds, obviously, apart from yourself?
It's me! No. It's probably a joint between a Dominus Fellaini and Lord Tyrannus. Because they're just fun. You know the videos where they're in? It's just fun to record. And obviously doing the voices for them. It hurts my throat, but it's just fun. You know, it's like fun to plan the videos, especially fun to record videos. Editing, I'm not a big fan of because I'm not, you know, I don't edit, so obviously, you know, or I'm not very good at editing. So yeah. But it's probably a joint between them two.
What is your favourite video from Lovely World?
Videos or video?
Video.
It's probably the episode called Ero Helpers. And basically the idea of that is that it's just, once again, it was fun to record. It's also pretty educational, I think is the word, experience, you know, editing, because obviously I had to learn new tricks, because basically the idea is that I'm trapped in a cage and then the helpers have to save me. So it's cutting between all the, you know, all the 2 helpers' views, because Dad's in the cage with me. So obviously I'm switching all the Xboxes around, you know, switching all the cables around, stuff like that. And then obviously, you know, I recorded it in an odd order. So I recorded all the scenes with just me and Dad in it. And then I recorded all the Steve, and then all of the deadlocks. And then I went back and recorded the bit, you know, where I go into the house and meet up with Adonis and Tyrannus. Went up with, you know, killed them, then they respawned, and then I recorded a little bit where they were running away, and then they went into Santa's Grotto, which obviously leads into the Saving Santa video, which was my last Christmas episode. But yeah, it's just one of my favourite moments, because like I said, it was educational to, like, for me personally, to try and edit all that, you know, I actually edited it in a peculiar way. I won't go into it now, because obviously, you know, like if you were sat right next to me and we were just having a chat, I'd show you how I edited it. But you're not sat right next to me, and it's not just us having a chat. It's a, you know, like a interview. So I won't I won't waste everyone's time with that.
What is your favourite building or minigame from episode 100 to 400?
Probably. So minigame bridges is just so much fun to play. And then the building, I mean, it's a tie between the clock tower and the Kit Kat Kit Shop. Just because the Kit Kat Kit Shop looks so much better than the clock tower. But the clock tower, obviously, you know, it's got the best view in the entire town, so it's that, I'd say.
Which buildings did you design beforehand, like which like most memorable?
The clock tower and the Kit Kat Kit Shop. I designed everything. What do you mean by most memorable? Like most memorable designing process, or just
like the ones that like took the longest, or that like went through so many changes?
Theatre. I knew what I wanted to do, but oh my god, I obviously had to do it, and then it just didn't look right. So I had to add, you know, all the detail, and you know, with the slabs and the trapdoors and that. I had to add that. Then the top didn't look right, so I had to add the dome. Then I had to change the curtain a bunch of times. It ended up taking about 12 hours to design the whole thing, which doesn't sound like much, but like what it turned out, you know, it's quite a lot. You know, 12 hours is quite a lot for like, you know, the build it is. And then the part, because that went through so many changes as well, because I was originally going to do it out of wood, but I couldn't come up with a good like wooden fence design, so I ended up just going to stone and just like looking at all of them, and then that worked. So yeah, those are the two like most memorable designing processes that I've had, because they just took too long.
Will you post more content of you designing your builds before they go into Lovely World?
Before they go, so will I upload them before I put them in Lovely World, you mean?
No, like will you just like make more videos about designing builds?
I've tried, so I've started designing stuff that's gonna be, you know, for the like for my return to Lovely World in the, you know, in like January or something. I've started designing that, basically so I can just get straight into it, you know, I don't need to worry about designing things. Also, I've had some pretty good ideas, so it's better to, you know, do them rather than, you know, like, regret it, if you know what I mean. You know, forget it and regret it. All that rhymed. So obviously, but yeah, I've done a lot, you know, I've done like loads of streams where I've streamed me designing builds. And then obviously, I've streamed me designing builds. And then obviously I've got the normal videos that actually one went out for the last town building we did, which was the bedrockification chamber. I don't know if you've seen it or not. And then the mini game that I've like the final mini game, Animal Anarchy. That I streamed me designing that, so that's on the behind the scenes channel if you want to watch that. And they're both are.
How would you describe your building style?
Unique. Because I don't stick to one style. I don't know. I tend to change from, you know, modern to futuristic to imaginative. So I'd say I build with a mixture of different styles. So the best way to describe it probably is unique. Because, you know, I like I said, I don't stick to one style. You know, there's the factories, which I nicked off you. You designed them. And then I was just like, oh, I love that.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
So yeah, then there's that which is industrial. Then I've got the disco domain, which is imaginative, and then I've got the diner, which is realistic. Then I've got the Kit Kat Kit Shop, which is probably like modern / futuristic, and then there's just different styles across the world. That's all I can think of at the moment, but I'll probably think of some more in the future.
Is there a playlist of Lovely World episodes on your channel?
Not an up-to-date one, so there's two. There's ones where I forgot to put them in the current playlist. Then there's another one where I just stopped updating it halfway through. Then I carried on updating it. So it basically goes from 250 to 350 just randomly. And then I just stopped updating and I never updated the playlist again because never bothered to, basically.
What days do you upload on Lovely World?
So Lovely World, Lovely World uploads on Mondays, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and then at the moment it's the 15 days challenge. I do them on Thursdays with Dave, and then I do Stampy's Funland with anyone who's available on Fridays.
Okay. Have you ever live streamed Lovely World? I know for me it's but live streaming either destroying the mountain or clearing out a big space or anything like that.
Yes. Yes, I've done that loads because if I didn't stream it, I don't know how I'd do it. I did streamed. You know that Extreme Hellsbime on the where the theatre is now?
Yes.
There's a big Extreme Hellsbime there. I streamed all of that, and then I don't know how I would have done it without otherwise. I guess with music, which to be fair, that is how I did it the second time, because when the world went corrupt, I had to do it again.
And just music. Okay.
Yeah, so I basically spent the day with the CD player on, just it's about 9 hours, I think it was. I spent just I obviously took breaks and stuff, I'd go and eat. I went and ate. And just, I ate, and then I'd, turn the music back on and just, carried on. And then, I did that for about 9 hours. I just spent the day doing it, and then I got it done. But yeah, to answer the question, I have streamed Lonely World, and I do it on Twitch now because YouTube still aren't letting me stream unless there is a change, which I will check right now. There is not been a change. I still can't stream, so I have to stream on Twitch, which I don't like because obviously, I don't get as many viewers if I did it on YouTube, and obviously streaming, I'd rather stream with a lot of viewers than without, because obviously, with not with a lot of viewers, I don't care about having 1,000, but with about 5-10 people, you can have a proper conversation. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, it would feel better and be more interesting in a way.
Yeah. So yeah.
What is your least favourite building in Lovely World?
It's probably a tie. No, it's not even a tie. The Woodies just
Oh yeah, that's right.
it's outright. Because if you know, it's that wooden thing next to the diner. So it's that wooden box made out of logs, and you go inside, and the floor's glass and glowstone, and it just looks abhorrent. So yes, that's the answer to that.
Okay, but should at least say a minigame.
Play.
Like just minigame, either looks or just playing wise, yeah.
Ooh. So I think the minigame that looks the worst is probably Spleef.
Okay.
Because it's just made out of glazed terracotta, and obviously you've got to like be precise with that.
Oh yeah. Otherwise it just looks...
But I never bothered, so I ended up doing it, and it just looks, it's all spun round. And then, I should have done the military bases, one of my least favourite buildings. Then again, it's got the courtyard that saves it.
Okay.
But the least favourite minigame to play... I'm going to say Pearl Points because it's so fun, but it's just so boring, you know, when you watch just waiting for the other person to do their go. So yeah, that's that.
Kind of leeching on from that last question, but which is your least favourite minigame to build? Like when you're building it, which like either took the longest or took the so many tries or...
Bridges, because I don't. I think the videos building it along, they're too long. I should have taken 2 trilogies to build it really, because of, you know, like I said, they're too long. And then yeah, they're too long. We don't get much done in them as well. And then I just don't like them because like the helpers would go and like do what, like go off and do their own thing, and then I'd just be there building it. And then yeah, it just took a few tries to build it.
Okay, this is the next section, section 5, the current Lovely World episode. So, on my YouTube feed, it's Pointless, episode 487. Do you remember that one? Good. So, the question is, why did you title your video that?
Well, basically, the idea of the video is basically we built the same thing, or I built the same thing 4 times, and it, you know, it basically, literally, it's a fancy way of turning a light on with a button, and it's just so pointless, and it like the system does nothing. Literally, the goal is to turn all of the lights on, and then like when you've done that, it turns 3 lights on at the end, and then that's for my bedrockification chamber. The idea is that makes it, you know, look like, you know, basically designed to sound complicated, but really all I need to do is exit the world and then move the world across, you know, in the normal way. But that's just for like role play. So yeah, that's why it's called Pointless.
This, I don't know if this applies, but explain the thumbnail, and obviously the thumbnail is just a random screen.
Yeah, so I did take one, but the data in it was too much, and basically YouTube doesn't allow the thumbnail data to be too much, so I had to scrap it and let it to be
anything like
yeah, 2 megabytes. So it's either that and then so I just never bothered like trimming it down. So yeah, that's why the thumbnail's just a normal screenshot.
Who helped you build it in the episode?
In that episode specifically, nobody.
Because you did it all by yourself.
Yeah, I did that 40 minutes by myself. But the building, Steve helped me with. Like the previous 2 episodes, Steve was there.
Why did you build this system?
Because I just thought it would be cool, basically.
Okay. What inspired you to build it?
I don't know, I think I just wanted to build a pointless machine that basically made it look like, you know, it was really complicated to move me to Bedrock Edition, to stay within, you know, the Lovely World roleplay theme.
Okay.
But I didn't do a very good job of saying it with the roleplay theme, because I think in the videos I say, oh yeah, it's all pointless, basically. So yeah, that's basically...
Is it a part of a bigger story, like a larger roleplay thing? Was it just a standalone little episode? If you know, well, not little, but episode, if you know what I mean.
40 minutes longer. I don't think you can call it little.
Because it is like a big transition from Xbox 360 to Bedrock.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So it's yeah, the bigger story is in episode 502. I'll start off on the 360 version, move the world across to Bedrock using that Bedrockification chamber, and then I'll go over and I'll you know, and then I'll collect all the helpers, and then we'll go and play a minigame for the episode.
Okay.
And then
wait, sorry.
Sorry, come again.
Did you enjoy making this episode?
Yeah, because it's a big redstone thing, and I'm a big fan of building big redstone things. So yeah, I loved it. Like those last 2 episodes were my favourite to record in a long time, except for the tour, which I've actually already recorded, because, you know, obviously I've got to edit it and upload it, and then so it's just easier to do that, you know, when I had like a spare moment, a spare 4 hours. But yeah, it was fun to record because, like I said, I enjoy building big redstone things, and that was probably the second biggest redstone thing, second biggest after the Rainbow Collection, and then before the Disco Domain.
Okay. And this is the next section, section 6, the future of the channel. What are your future plans for skyscrapers / like the skyline of your lovely world?
Build more. I think I've got one plan. I can say this. I'll allow myself to say this because it's in a while and everyone will forget. I'm planning on building a radio station. And Oliver, have you been to like Liverpool where they've got the Radio City Tower?
Yes.
I based it on that, so you go like it's basically a big thin pole, and it's just got a minecart, you know, one of the minecart elevators in on the inside.
Oh yes. Yeah. I know what you mean. So is that like the next thing you're gonna build? Is that one of the next things? Like
one of the things I've already got designed, but I based on that. So that's one of the taller ones, and that's one of the ones that like stands out in my mind at the moment. Oh, there's also a skyscraper that I'm gonna build where I get all my food from that, and I've like automated all, you know, like pumpkin farms, wheat farm, completely automated that. God, that was hell to design. It took about 3-4 attempts to design that. But yeah, there's a 3-part behind the scenes on that. So yeah, sorry, go on.
So you know how you've got the water around your world?
Yeah, the 360 part.
Yeah, are you going to add like a dock or shipyard into the mix of that? Like,
I think I will, that's where, so like the lighthouse, one of the lighthouses, I'm going to build one lighthouse on that side, and then eventually I think I'll build another, another lighthouse on, the bedrock terrain on the same area, and then I'll have that as kind of like, and then I might build like a pirate ship on the middle or something.
Okay. Will you add an EJ castle or a castle in general?
I built a castle, so my minigame Castle Cards, it's built inside a castle, but I don't think I will build like a proper like castle, as like a tourist attraction, unless I come up with some sort of cool twist or like a shop, and then I just think, oh, this would look cool in a castle.
As a part of your storyline, will any buildings get destroyed / blown up when, either attacks or just part of the storyline?
Not that I'm planning to at this current moment, but some have in the past. Basically, the house inside of the hill that I used to live in?
Yes.
Adonis Flame blew that up.
Like, is that part of the story, or is that just kind of like the spirit of the movie?
It was a part. It was yes. I was planning that for a while. As you can see in the videos, there's like bits of a satellite forming, and then the video I finally noticed it go over, and then he fires, and then he blows up my entire house, which I had to do a few times because obviously it popped up in the feed that the person's setting up, because basically I had my dad on another account pressing a button over there, which would set up TNT and make it look like it blew up, and my dad wouldn't run away fast enough, so it basically like show up in the death messages feed that he blew up. So we had to do that a few times. Then obviously a few times it crashed because I'm on the 360 and I put so much TNT.
We look.
Pardon?
We look that, didn't we?
Yeah. There's one drawback of 360 is the fact that sometimes if you do certain things it crashes.
Yeah.
On Bedrock, if you do anything it crashes. But yeah, that's the only thing that has happened, and I don't plan to do anymore.
We ever tear down old buildings and then rebuild them in a new style?
Yeah.
That's quite tricky stuff, I think.
Yeah.
Will you add anything like the LGBTQI? Wait. I'm so sorry. LGBT.
Want me to say it?
Yeah, go on.
LGBTQIA plus.
Community, or the BLM statue.
I can say that.
Would you do anything like to like commemorate them? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. Possibly, I might do like certain plays in the theatre, but I don't think I want to bring like political things like that into Lovely World.
Okay. And will you add space travel into Lovely World?
I mean, I have done it already twice. 3 times. There's one time the first time I went to the moon and met Jam. And then obviously Jam went, on his UFO, so we went back and forth to the moon. But never showed that in video. And then there's a time with you where I went to the moon and we crashed.
And you hit into the ears?
No, you landed on my head, I think. It was either that or I landed on yours, I can't remember.
Oh, but you landed on mine because you're very... It was straight.
Oh, thanks.
Sorry,
I have to rewatch that series, actually. Because I'm sad. And then there's a third time where you were with me once again, went and we went to a castle that Verlaine, Tyrannus built in on the moon. So obviously, we went to the moon and we defeated him. Then we came back, and that's all the times I've space travelled. But I'm thinking that I've got an Loveliness attack planned where I do space travel again.
Okay. And that's up questions.
No, there's 8, 9, and 10, isn't there?
Oh my gosh, yes.
I've got it up as well.
Right. Will you as EJ get superpowers in Lovely World, like an experiment gone wrong?
I'm not planning to do it, but obviously I could, but I don't think I will.
Okay. Could the weather be used to compare how the character is feeling in the Lovely World?
So not the weather, not how characters are feeling, but I used to do it every time a down display and Tyrannus attacked, that I'd change it to thunder and lightning.
Oh.
To show that something bad was going on, they kind of brought the, yeah, basically, I used to do that. And I might do that again, because that was a pretty cool effect, actually. But that's the only thing akin to that, so, yeah, not really.
Will you do episodes where it's from Daddy-O's or Steve's, perspective?
I mentioned it before. I did it where it's from Stephen Deadlock's perspective, some of it, and
whole episodes where they wake up and the video's just from their perspective of you building a random shop. Okay.
I don't think, unless I have an Adomus attack where I'm not available, then no. But I've done an episode called Helpers Takeover, which a certain person, what it was from their perspective, and I just floated through around behind because I was ill. Does anyone, do you remember that?
Yeah.
And do you remember whose perspective it was from?
Santa's.
Who was you silly fool?
I do remember that was quite fun, actually.
I know, yes, it's always fun appearing on my videos because I'm, the fun person. I'm the fun guy.
Okay.
I'm such a mushroom.
Will there ever be a civil war in Lovely World? Between helpers, or between you and the helpers, or anything, or between you and your dogs, maybe? I don't know. Anything like that?
There was an episode where my dad messed up the filming of a video I did. As in, we were doing the film studio, so the TV studio, and we built that up.
Oh yeah.
And then, excuse me, and then, yeah, we did that. I'm trying to think, sorry, what's the question again?
Civil war, between, you and your helpers, fighting or...
Oh, yes, okay, so Daddy-O messed up the filming of, a pretend advert we were doing, so I chased him around the world trying to kill him. That's the closest we've come to that, and, we probably will in the future, if I'm being honest. But I don't think it'll be a serious one, I think it'll be a jokey one.
You can launch Lovely World as an SMP.
What do you mean?
So a survival multiplayer server, I think it's...
I know what it stands for, I mean, what do you mean?
So it'll come downloadable, so your world could be downloaded and someone could play on it and pretending to be you, or pretending to be you and your helpers.
Yeah, so after the talk, I've got a video scheduled where basically people can download the world either on Bedrock Edition or on Xbox 360 edition, which is what I play on. There's nothing for Java, but I'm sure you can get a converter from Bedrock Edition or from 360 edition to Java edition. So if anyone is playing Java and they want the world to be theirs, they can download the Bedrock version and then just like convert it or something. But so yes, I do plan on it because I've got a video scheduled with the links after the tour actually.
Okay. Are you planning on doing any SCPs, either joining them or creating them?
I'd like to join one. It's too stressful to create one though. Because obviously you've got to get people who are invested. And I'd rather just join a group of YouTubers that are doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd like to join one, but I don't think I'd like to create one because I've tried before and, everyone just leaves.
Yeah.
As you know, because we did it together.
Yeah. It's just hard to get so many people on board with the same idea in the same world.
Yeah.
All coding or live streaming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's easy with, say, your lovely world or my old world ways where it was me or you in charge and we did structured videos, but SCPs are kind of different to that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I think that's all the questions that you've done. Basically, and then a high point. No, that's the wrong bleeding question. Yeah, it's made me lazier, basically, because I've obviously, it's all YouTube, it's always on my mind, and then obviously, I think it's made me stressed sometimes as well, essentially because, obviously when I'm going away on holiday, I've got to stress about, recording all the, the videos when,
Before you go away, then upload, schedule.
Yeah, schedule them and, make sure, nothing goes corrupt and all stuff like that. So I think it's made me a bit more stressed sometimes, and then it's just always on my mind, coming up with ideas and stuff. I think it basically made my brain hyperactive, which is good in some ways, but bad in others.
Okay. Right. When did you start your channel, and what was the biggest challenge you faced?
The biggest challenges that I've faced so far is probably the commitment issues that I've got. Basically, I struggle committing to one single series. Obviously, I've got over it now with Lovely World, but at the start, I just was not good, and I'd end the series after a few episodes.
Like me. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to set up your channels? Research about YouTube or equipment?
Well, in terms of equipment, I'm basically, I think I'm pretty much done now. But I went through a bit of a phase of getting loads of new mics. I'd get one every few months or something stupid like that.
Trying to find the best.
But yeah, I've got probably one of the best ones I could have now. And I like the one I've got now, so I don't think I will be changing it anytime soon, unless it breaks.
Yeah.
Which hopefully it won't.
Yes.
And then research, I didn't really do any. If I'm being honest. So yeah, that's the answer to that.
If someone came to you for advice starting a YouTube channel, what would you tell them? Pro, cons, and equipment?
So equipment, I'd probably say don't worry about it. If they're trying to be serious, then I'd tell them, get an Elgato. Don't worry about the microphone though, because obviously people aren't going to watch if it's you know, if it's like not full screen, if that makes sense. But people will watch even if you've got like a, you know, not an annoying microphone, but even if it like the sound quality is just, you know, not as good as it could be, don't worry about it, like, because like as long as there's not like an annoying noise in the background or something, I think, you know, it's fine, whatever. And the pros, I'd say like the pros of it is, like I said, it makes your brain hyperactive, so you're always looking, you're always looking at things in a new way for inspiration. But a con is the fact that, like, if you do it too much, it basically just stays on your mind forever, and it's really annoying.
What was your favourite memory doing YouTube?
This memory of doing YouTube, when I realised I had to rebuild my entire lovely world when it went corrupt, I just remember like saying, oh my god, like I've lost like most of it. Obviously I had like other saves to go off from, but remember we started trying to record it on Bedrock, and I just didn't enjoy it, so I was like, oh, you know what, scrap that, go back to 360, so I had to rebuild it. Built the like last 100 episodes or something, and then obviously get all my stuff correct, get all my levels and stuff, and then I had to take a 2-week gap break, which basically took like 2 weeks to build.
Which is annoying.
Yeah, it was just really, you know, annoying, and obviously I was heartbroken when I found out that the world went corrupt, because obviously I put my life into it, basically. It was my life. Still is, basically. But not as much as it was.
In time of owning a YouTube channel, what would you like to see that YouTube change to make it a bit easier for a creator?
I think I need to communicate better. I was banned from streaming over a year ago, and I don't know what for. Like, the only thing that they've said is that I've broken the child safety policy, but I don't know how I would have done that without, you know, my sister being in the background. You know, and the only background she would have been in is the audio background. She would have heard a plane or something. You know, if my little sister came into the room, I would have turned the camera off. So, you know, I don't know.
Yeah. You would have built something to make sure she wasn't online.
Yeah. But yeah, that's something I'd like to, you know, see them change. The communication, because at the moment, it's shocking.
When you set up YouTube, was it always the plan to do Minecraft, or did that come later on?
So I guess I didn't really plan to do Minecraft, but at the same time I've done Minecraft content on other channels, so I knew I wanted to do that, but at the same time, like, you know, I didn't do Minecraft till like my 5th video, so yeah.
Okay. When you uploaded your first video, how did it feel to make it, and how did it feel to get your first view?
First view?
Yeah, like your first viewer. Other than obviously you.
It was exciting. Because I was like, you know, like, especially, I don't know if there's any comments on that, but I changed it a bit and changed when I got my first comments. When I first got my first comments, obviously, you know, it pings on your phone. So I was like, oh my god, you know, I've got, you know, my first comments and, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, that. Oh, sorry. You're boring me, Oliver.
Pretty Lovely World series, this is the next section. Before starting Lovely World, what was your favourite series that you enjoyed making the most?
For Lovely World?
Yes.
Mission Survive, I had fond memories of it. It was basically an early version of a hardcore series. And I'm thinking about going back to that because hardcore is popular now, and I enjoyed it, so it might be a little sneaky way to boost my popularity on YouTube. But yeah, I enjoyed it anyway, so I might go back and do like a Mission Survive 2 and do it on Bedrock.
In the answer,
Although it started raining. Thundering correction.
that's fine. Strange. Shall I ask the next question? Or give it to wait a sec.
Yeah, go.
In answer to the question above, would you ever go back and remake it? And now that you've learned more about YouTube and editing?
Yes, I mean, I basically answered that in the last question, so yes, I would.
Which is the worst series you ever did?
Block challenge. Just didn't really enjoy recording it at all. So yeah, just ignore me shooting the skeleton barber.
But this is the next section. Beginning of Lovely World. How long did it take you to plan out what you wanted in your own Lovely World?
Not long, because I improvised during the videos, really. So it was pretty much all improvised at the start. But nowadays it takes me, say, about 3 hours, you know, for the average build. But obviously there's some builds that take longer than others, like mini games take the longest. Because, you know, they go through so much trial and error. And there's one build that took me longer than the theatre, which I said before took me 12 hours. It took me about 3 days to do it, constantly, like constant work on it. So yeah, it took me ages to do that. Yeah, so it varies, but about 3 hours now. But yeah.
Okay. What inspired you to come up with helpers and the enemies, like their characters and their names?
So Deadlocks was inspired by. Oh, and Sam's looking away. Deadlocks was inspired by. So basically, I had someone literally called Deadlocks who helped me in a few of my videos, and he basically never bothered coming on, but like, it was just fun having, you know, like a fizzy elephant character. So that's how Deadlocks came around. And then Steve, I just thought it'd be cool to have, like, you know, a Minecraft character in the world. And the original plan was to bring Alex in and replace Deadlocks, but I decided not to.
Okay. When you started the world, did you ever think it would last as long as it has?
No. Because, like I said before, I had, like, at the time, especially, I had, like, issues committing to a series. And I couldn't just, you know, I couldn't keep it up. Now, obviously, I've done it for 500 episodes nearly. This is my 499th episode, you know, as this is going out. Yeah, so, yeah.
Okay. Well, was there a series that you started and never completed, but you wish you had completed it?
Probably a few of the games I've played. You know, like a few of the games, like other games than Minecraft, that I played, and then just like got bored of and never completed. But yeah, so there's a few of them. There's not really any Minecraft ones because the only one I can remember is the 20 block challenge, and you know, that is that I, you know, didn't finish and I didn't enjoy that. So yeah.
What was the very first thing you built in Lovely World?
Sorry, go on.
And if you know, what is the like, alongside this question, what was the first thing your dad built as well?
So the first thing I built was the So the current Lovely World, I'll say, was their first house, which I won't count that. So the second thing was the bridge, which you helped me build, actually. It's the only thing in the world built by you.
Was that back in the Xbox 360 days, or was that back?
Yeah, and then you ran off with a PS4. And now you've got a PC. And I'm still on 360, so...
Like a dinosaur, keep evolving.
With my brain. The first thing that Dad helped me with was the fountain, probably. Yeah, it was probably the fountain in the original Lovely World. But that's all I can remember.
Okay. Below is a question relating to your first Minecraft death. Can you recall your Minecraft death? Like, remember your first Minecraft death in Lovely World?
Not in Lovely World, no. It's probably something stupid though, like I drowned building the bridge or something like that. But I remember the first ever death in Minecraft. I was basically climbing a hill, and the skeleton jockey spawned. And this was like, back when they spawned in 360. And they one spawned, and then it killed me. And then I deleted the world. But yeah, that's the first time. Go.
Okay. How easy was it to get your dad on board with helping you with Minecraft and recording videos?
So we played Minecraft a lot, like, in general, and then so I basically said, I'm doing a series, can you come on and help me? He was like, yeah, sure. And now basically I just order him to come on. I basically phone him on the morning, just like, come on now, and he'd be like, fine, whatever. So yeah, it was quite easy, to be fair. Easier than you would expect.
Okay. The next set of questions are the future of Lovely World. Do you plan to create new helpers in the future as you transfer from Bedrock to eventually maybe Java?
Dave's written down, so these are Dave's questions, and Dave's wrote down Bug Rock because obviously it's very buggy and I don't have a good relationship with it. So thank you for that.
I found that Java's so much better, like even just with the menus.
Oh, is this your interview?
I'm just saying, just in case you wanna,
Yeah, I can imagine. It's not hard to beat.
Yeah.
The bar is quite low.
Yeah.
No, I don't plan to create any new helpers, but I do plan to move to Java at some point.
Okay.
Next.
When making a game, how long does it take to create/test to start, then actually building it in the future?
So the videos, obviously they're all 20 minutes, so it depends how many videos it takes. If it takes 3 videos, 1 hour, 6 videos, 2 hours. Obviously, depending, approximately that is. And then, I'm making a game, how long is it? And then create. The games take longer than the building, so I'd say the average game takes about 3 hours. But it varies a lot depending on what the game is. Like sometimes I have an idea of what the game is, and then I just, and then it's really easy to design what it looks like. And then, but sometimes I think of a game and it just completely, it's broken and it's just awful. And then I keep changing it and changing it and changing it until, it does. That's some of the things that take about, like, Sorry, that's some of the things that take about, games that take like, there's one game that took me about 15 hours to design. It's a sequel to one of the games I've done now, but yeah. So I'm just gonna do a quick BRB.
Okay.
Right, next.
What is going to be the biggest change you're going to make in Lovely World in the future?
Probably changing it to like changing versions, really. Yeah, I can't really think of any others. Hold on a second now. I best going to say hi to my neighbours because he's making announcements, so I won't be a sec. What did you just say?
I'm making announcements.
Right, sorry, the next question. Oh.
Hello.
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 Right, yeah, next question.
Would you ever consider making the world with ray tracing permanent change, or would you consider making it a special tour episode with ray tracing to see what the difference it would make?
I don't think I'd make it a permanent change. I think I'd just make it like, like a one-off episode where, just like not even an episode of Lovely World, but like a video where I just like wandered around Lovely World, just looking at the, thing with ray tracing on. Yeah, like I said, I don't think I'll be making it a permanent change.
When you change game versions, have you got any plans for the Nether/End?
Sorry, go on.
And the end. Or the end.
So none for the Nether, but I do plan to go to the end and defeat the End Dragon as a special video idea. But yeah, I'll have to wait and see what that is.
Is there any buildings or games you would delete/change?
There's a few that I have changed. Well, I've changed the rules or something, but there's none that I will completely get rid of. There's probably some that I will change in the future, but I can't think of any at the moment.
When you change format, you plan to bring up new fun in the world. What games will be rebuilding?
I don't think we want to be rebuilding them because obviously, I have them all in the Nether. You know what I mean? So there'll be no point, but I might rebuild a few if, like a few that I'm going to do the sequel to. Like, for example, I might rebuild Bridges. As a little thing, so it's one next to Bridges 2, which I'm, doing.
So the next section is YouTubers that inspired you. Who is your biggest influencer/inspiration when it comes to making content for your channel?
I mean, it's got to be Stampy, hasn't it? Like, it's either Stampy or one of the Hermitcraft members. But yeah, it's I would, you know, it's not really yeah, there's no competition really. It's all, you know, it's probably the biggest influence is Stampy.
When watching people like Hermitcraft, Stampy, or other MC creators, are you watching just for fun or for inspiration on your build, how you could adapt to the world and learning new editing techniques and content creation?
I'm watching just for fun, but I always do take take a little bit of inspiration from, you know, like I've got it in the back of my mind. Like, for example, I'll watch a Stampy video and think, oh yeah, oh right, I could do something like that, and then I'll, you know, plan something and then put my own twist on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you know, it's a mixture of both. And you know that those things are always in the back of my head, and then but in the forefront is, oh, this is a cool video to watch.
Okay. Other than Stampy, what other Minecraft content creators do you watch?
Mumbo Jumbo, Iscal, Graham, Good Times with Scott. You can see a pattern with this, can't you? Oh, SB737, I watch his hardcore series, like 100 days in hardcore. And then, Extreme Void, Red Dog. Have I said Scar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did that.
Well, I have anyway. And then myself when I'm editing. But I don't know whether that counts.
Would you ever create your own version of Hermitcraft with people you know?
No, I don't want to create it because it's too stressful, but I'd rather join one.
Okay.
I'd rather like be invited to one, you know, because if I was invited to like a group of YouTubers, you know, a survival group of YouTubers, I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'd join. And then I've got a cool base design as well, which I can use, which I was going to use for Foxcraft.
Oh yeah. So the next section is future plans. What are your future plans for your channels?
Well, the future is to move away from doing just Minecraft. In the sense that, you know, I don't, like I said, I don't want to just do Minecraft. I want to do like more games, even if it's just Minecraft and Roblox. I want to get out of this rut of, you know, 5 days a week doing, you know, Minecraft, you know, doing a big long series on Minecraft. I'm obviously still going to do Lovely World, but, you know, even one game different, you know, would be nice. Next. One's gonna go. next question. Essentially.
What non-Minecraft series have you got planned to start uploading?
So I'm thinking, so I've recorded, I'll say the ones I've recorded, so I've recorded Journey and Donut County, and then the ones I've got planned, I might start recording Roblox, but that's not certain, it depends whether like I actually, you know, enjoy it or not, because obviously Roblox is a very finicky game where some, you know, you wouldn't play if you're in the right mood.
Oh yeah. What other... So, other than Lovely World, what other Minecraft series have you got planned to upload?
So it's 2 series in Lovely World, but it's not part of the main Lovely World series. There's one where I play games where, on Xbox 360, I play games that don't work on Bedrock. And then there's one on Bedrock where I've got games that don't work on console. So yeah, it's a pretty cool series that I'm in the middle of recording. I've only got a few I've only got 2 episodes of it left to record actually.
Okay. If you could add or change something about Minecraft, what would it be?
I'd make the redstone the same on all platforms.
Oh yeah.
And then also I'd probably change the interface a little bit on Bedrock just to make it a little easier to use.
If you could bring back anything to Minecraft, what would it be? From like old version?
Some of the old generations, to be fair, so like, don't get me wrong, the new 118 generation is good, but you know the like one, you know, like the
Classic style.
like yeah, like the classic style. You know when I did my TU12 series, yeah, that kind of generation is, I think, the best generation that there has been in the game so far. So I think I might bring that back, or like at least have an option to bring that back.
Have you made any designs for new buildings which take advantage of the new blocks?
I tried designing a minigame which used the drip leaves, the parkour minigame, but I scrapped it after it didn't work. But I might go back to it if I can, you know, figure out some way to reset the drip leaves when someone makes a lap. So I might do some experiments with that, see if they can be powered through blocks and stuff like that.
Would you ever make Lovely World as a downloadable world? That could be kind of good for this early as well.
Yes, so I answered this question a bit earlier, but I'll say it again just in case. Basically, there's a video going out up after the tour where basically you can watch the or where you can basically download the world either on Xbox 360 or on Bedrock. And it's got 2 download links.
The next section is Lovely World Best / Funny Moments / episode. Over time, what is your favourite episode and why?
Ero Helpers, just because I learned so much recording it. It was just, you know, it's just so fun.
Which episode of Lovely World's got the most views on your channel?
Oh, is that above the, so I've got the 300 episode world tour.
I've got at your dad's house, apparently. You built it. Okay.
44 views that's got.
Yeah, this one. Okay. Yeah, I think we found it.
Yeah, most view of the world is world tour, and it's got 44 views, which is quite low considering one like quite low compared to the other most viewed videos. I'm just going to have another check. So there's videos in Lovely World that have more views. There's one called Remember the 5th of November, which is one celebrating Bonfire Night, which has 56 views, which was uploaded a few years ago. And then there is one there is my 200th subscriber special, which I did in Lovely World, which has 82 views. There's me playing Thrush Away on the Bedrock edition as a separate series, which has 88 views. And then I think that's it for the Lovely World related stuff on most views. So yeah, that. But hopefully that basically answers the question.
What episode? Which building is your favourite in the overworld and in Ethan?
In the overworld, I'd say the park, because it's, it was an interesting, style to building. But at the same time, the bingo, because once again, it was interesting, style to building. And it was more fun to build, because I've never mentioned it before. I don't know what order this is going in at the moment. But yeah, yeah.
Has there been 3 or more funniest memories in your lovely world? Either recording it or just off camera?
Well, like I said before, the funniest moment that I can remember was when the creeper dropped on my dad's head and it blew up all like both of us. All of our stuff. Some of the bloopers are funny. There's trying to think of it. There's one where I was like supposed to be on half a heart for like an episode in the world or something like that, and a skeleton came and just shot me, and so that was quite funny. We had and then we realised we had to get the half a heart, and then when I was going to the moon, basically there's an outtake of my dad, basically, who was hiding, to help me build the rocket ship, who's going to build the rocket ship, as I was taking off. So I didn't need to move. And there's he thought I'd stop recording before I did, and he just walks into the rocket ship and says, "Well, you ready then?" And we have to record the whole video again. Which, to be fair, was 2 minutes, but that was quite funny. So there are 3 of my favourite bits.
When making your tour videos for Lovely World when making your tour videos, Lovely World is full of memories for you, both in the overworld and in Ethan. Which are your favourite memories from each and why?
One of my favourite memories from the it was probably in the Ethan I'll go with. It was it's probably just when I so when we were playing Bridget, which is my favourite minigame, and I remember I just obliterated my dad in the tournament, and then of course it went cover up, didn't it? So, but yeah, that's one of my favourite memories from Ethan. And then the town, it's probably something like when it's probably my favourite memories are when you discover old things that have just been dirted over, old floor, an old, building that used to be, an old mini game that I used to, that I used to do and play the month games, once again, copy and stampy basically. I used to play the month games, so it's always fun just going into digging through into old redstone or something like that, from one of them, or even just redstone of a building. I'm sure it'll happen one day where I'll dig into the redstone of the Pointless episode, the one that we were saying about before, or it's happened where I was building the bedrockification chamber, and it was in like a river, so I went swimming around and I found like the prison area and then, you know, stuff like that. And then I dug out and I was by, you know, the ladder of the sky, so that was pretty cool. So it's just them moments, you know, when you dig into things and it, you know, just memories come rushing back. So there's nothing specific there.
What was the most challenging build you've done, both in the Overworld and in Ethan?
In the Overworld, it probably was the bingo, because it's just like, it was ridiculous to try and remember, you know, all of the dimensions, the, you know, the thing, and then all of the redstone as well for that. And then in the... And then in the E-Fun, it was probably Bridges, the minigame, where I had to remember once again, you know, how big the game was, and there's so many different parts of the game. And then obviously I had to remember all the rules as well. So stuff like that, those two are probably the hardest.
Right, so this is the next section, just called General.
Hold on, skip the general section.
Okay.
I'll do that as a separate Q&A video. Go into film, or it's flim. I messaged Dave that's a screenshot of that, saying, why does this make me laugh so also with the devil? I messaged Dave a screenshot of Flim, and just with the caption, why does this make me laugh so much? Flim. Sorry, go on.
Okay, so the next section is called Film. What inspired you to make the film?
Wait, the Flim? Sam, because basically I think I mentioned to Sam about having doing you know, Lovely World's 500 episode, and he was like, oh hey, do you want to do a film to celebrate it? And I was like, yeah, sure, go on then. And then he said, oh, do you want to do a documentary as well? I was like, yeah, okay, they can go hand in hand. So I guess the inspiration, you'll have to ask Sam for that, which he's filming. So maybe.
Wait, is he editing this video?
Yeah, he's editing and he's filming. I don't know. Sam, do you want to answer that?
Either in post-production or now.
Yeah. Okay, I guess not, right? Well, I guess if Sam does want to, we can do like a... Oh, yes, he does, okay. Go on then.
Is this thing working?
Yeah.
What's the question? I was...
What was the inspiration for the film?
I wanted to do another film because making Funny Toy the movie was actually really fun. Near the end, it wasn't as fun because we worked on it for 3 months. But around that time, when we started filming was around the time that I joined the build stream where you built that glass cube. So those two events were together, and when I started making projects for your show and stuff, I thought it was quite interesting. So I wanted to make a movie for a while, so I started brainstorming, and then I proposed the idea, and you said yeah, and so I made it like a first draft, and then you did not like the first draft, and then I kept the first draft, and you kept trying to change it, which was quite annoying.
Thanks.
Yeah. The best part of making the movie was when I won the competition for the cake.
There we go, that's Sam's little cameo.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go disappear into the shadow realms. Bye.
Alright, next question.
Well, when you decided to kill Deadlocks, did you ever plan to kill him off permanently, or did you always plan to bring him back? If so, explain how he survived.
He survived. I basically planned to obviously for him to have his sacrifice at the end of the film, and then Otto hasn't seen the film actually yet, so sorry. But yeah, we planned to have his sacrifice at the end of the film. Pardon?
I can send Oliver the film if he wants to view it early, with your permission.
No, he's not allowed. So, whose interview is this? It's my interview. No, go
I
away.
was just projecting because the movie is literally... It's rendering this second.
Oh, okay. I saying before. Right, go back into your hole. I want to. It's my interview.
I'm going back into shadow realm. Bye.
Good.
Oh, I'm going birthday cake ice cream the whole time.
Right, yeah, basically we plan to bring... Basically we plan to, have him as his... Will it stop raining? We plan to have it as his, Deadlock's big sacrifice. And then, obviously, in Minecraft you can respawn. So it's like, well, how about at the end we can be having his funeral? And then, he respawns and he comes back during that. So, that's basically what happened, what we did.
Just explodes to the floor.
No, he just comes back from his house. is the idea. Like, he just turns up and we're like, all at the park mourning him. If I remember correctly, that's what we did in the film. Don't answer that, Sam. So yeah, basically the way he survived is the fact that he pressed the respawn button. I know, how interesting.
Would you ever consider making a second film?
Yeah, because I enjoyed this. Yeah, I might do it every now and then, like a Lovely World film, like every time we change. I might probably do it at the end of Lovely World, or maybe when I move to Java, I might do another one then. I might drag Sam back into it, and we'll do another one. And then, but maybe when we end, but I definitely consider doing another one. It's just trying to think of a story for it, because like, we've left it on really where there's no real place for a sequel because we killed the villain. Unless we use the Domus villain for it.
After Lovely World was destroyed in the film, will you take this opportunity to make any changes to the Lovely World? If so, what would it be?
I don't think I'm making any changes to Lovely World, but I think if I were to change the world, I'd change the Woody shop, the one I answered as my least favourite build, just because I'm really unhappy with it. But I think I'll just leave it there, because otherwise I won't have an answer to the what is your least favourite build question. I don't, it's just been there for like 200 episodes, 300 episodes or something like that, so I might as well just leave it, you know what I mean? It's been there for long enough.
And that's all the questions, I believe. Oh.